शुभमध्याह्नः कक्षायां स्वागतम् अस्माभिः अष्टमपाठे प्रवेशः अद्य अस्मिन् पाठे सूक्तिः एवम् अस्ति अष्टमः अल्पप्राणः निसर्गः सहि धीराणां यदापद्यधिकं दृढाः निसर्गः सहि धीराणां यदापद्यधिकं दृढाः निसर्गः सह हि धीराणां यत् आपदि अधिकं दृढाः. So plural of dridāha is there. Nisargaha saha hi dhīrāṇāṁ yad āpadi adhikam dridāha. Dhīrāṇāṁ iti shashti asti. Dridāha iti shashti nasti. Pashyamaha katham iti. Okay. To remain even more steadfast in adversity is the nature of brave men. So nature of brave men, dhīrāṇāṁ nisargaha. Okay. Saha hi. That is the nature of brave men. Yat what? Apadi adhikam dridāha bhaveyuhu te iti. I mean, we have to take this pratamanta sense as apadi dhīrāha adhikam dridāha bhavanti itihi ityata sahi ityasya dhīrāṇāṁ nisargaha saha. That is indeed the nature of dhīras. Yat te apadi adhikam dridāha bhavanti iti. Te we have to take here as a sarvanama to dhīrāṇāṁ reference inside. Okay, good. So actually that's what I have the vakya here. Apadi adhikam dridāha bhavanti te iti yadasti dhīrāṇāṁ nisargaha saha hi bhavati. So in times of adversity, apat. Okay, in times of adversity, saptami, adhikam dridāha, okay, with increased strength, ktanta visheshana to te bhavanti iti, they become. So whatever quote is there, that indeed is dhīrāṇāṁ nisargaha sahahi. The statement is true for dhīras. Their very nature is to become more and more steadfast during times of difficulty. Okay, so that some become more steadfast in an adverse situation is indeed so, as the very nature of brave people is such. Okay, to remain even more steadfast in adversity is the nature of brave men. Stated otherwise, here a little bit more to follow the Samskritam order. So where does this come? So I have tons of stuff typed up. Don't get scared. This is all extra just to appreciate this sukti. Okay, where, who told, under what condition, in which character's mouth it came, and what was the context under which this was spoken is sometimes to be appreciated. So that's why I did some research, especially because Kathasarit Sagara also was taught by my Guru Varya, so I thought it is due to dig in and get to the bottom of it. They don't quote who it is in the textbook, but it's dug out like this. Maybe the same quote may come in other places, but definitely it's found in Kathasarit Sagara of Somadeva Bhatta. Okay, Somadeva Bhattasya Kathasarit Sagare Tritiya bhage sargaha iti va kimapi asti tatra tarangaha iti syat. तो तत्र सर्गः तरङ्गः श्लोकः इति स्यात् तत्र 31तमे श्लोके एवं सूचितमस्ति निसर्गः सहि धीराणां यद् आपद्यधिकं दृढाः ते भवन्ति इति. तो किम् अस्ति अत्र लावणकः अथवा लावणकम् इति वा कस्यापि देशविशेषस्य नाम तस्मिन् कथायां. तस्य राजा अस्ति यौगन्धरायणः इति नायकः. अस्य कथासरित् सागरे एकस्मिन् तृतीये तस्मिन् भागे यौगन्धरायणस्य कथा भवति. सः एव नायकः तस्मिन् भागस्य. तेन यौगन्धरायेण अन्याय वत्सेशः इति कोऽपि अस्ति तं प्रति वत्सेशाय कथा एका उक्ता. Okay, so one probably Chakravarti is telling another king a story. Katha eka ukta yasmin kathayam artat yatra evam uktam asti. So we are deeply finding it in story inside story type of situation. Okay, so this is the storyline, a part of it, whole story. I will kind of summarize after reading this. Just let us listen to these verses. See how beautiful Kathasarit Saga is, fairly easy to understand. Not a tough nut to crack like Kalidasa's verses. Kale tatra cha pakveshu tasya sasyeshu ashankitam sa bhumihi pararashtrena daivad etya vyaluntyata. ततः परबले याते नष्टे सस्ये ससत्ववान् आश्वास्य रुदतीं भार्यां किञ्चित् शेषं तदाददौ प्राग्वत् कृतबलिः तस्थौ तत्रैव अथ तरोः अधः निसर्गः सहि धीराणां यदापद्यधिकं दृढाः अथ चिंता विनिद्रस्य स्थितस्य एकाकिनः निशि तस्य अश्वत्थतरोः तस्माद् उच्चचार सरस्वती भोः सोमदत्त तुष्टोऽस्मि तव तद्गच्छ भूपतेः आदित्यप्रभसंज्ञस्य राष्ट्रं श्रीकण्ठदेशगम् इति. अत्र किं भवति कथायां यथा सर्वत्र भवति एकः कुत्रापि एकः विप्रः अस्ति, तस्य पुत्रद्वयं पुत्रद्विषु द्वाभ्यां वा पुत्रद्वये इति एकवचने एव प्रयोगं करोमि. पुत्रद्वये अग्रजः सम्यक् ज्ञानं प्राप्तवान्. अग्रजः वा अनुजः वा न जानामि, एकः इति वदामः, न तु अतिमुख्यं तत्. एकः सुष्ठु पठित्वा सम्यक् ज्ञानं प्राप्तवान्, सम्यक् सुष्ठु कार्येषु अपि गतवान् अपि, परन्तु अपरः तावत् पाण्डित्यं प्राप्तुम् अशक्तो अभूत्. तु एवमेव अत्र तत्र किमपि लोकज्ञानं सम्प्राप्य किमपि कुर्वन् आसीत्. बहु उत्तुङ्गस्थले आसीत् इति वक्तुं न शक्नुमः. सः अपरः यः किञ्चित् तत्र पाण्डित्यप्रदर्शनं नास्ति यस्य, सः एव सोमदत्तः इति नाम्ना ज्ञातः. एषः एव अत्र चित्रणे उपविष्टवान् अस्ति, सोमदत्तः इति. तु किं भवति, कालक्रमेण सोमदत्तस्य किञ्चित् बहिर्देशं गन्तव्यं भवति जीवनाय. तत्र किं करोति, राज्ये तस्य आदरः नास्ति, पाण्डित्यं नास्ति इति किञ्चित् एवं वनप्रदेशं प्रविष्टवान् सः भार्यया सह. पृष्ठभागे सा भार्या तत्र AI जनरेटेड् इमेज् अस्ति एतत्, अस्तु वा. तु तर्हि तत्र वने एकस्मिन् प्रदेशे बृहत् वृक्षः आसीत्. तु तस्य अधः एव सः उपविष्टवान्. तदनन्तरं चिन्तितवान्, वृक्षमेतत् देवः इव एव, वृक्षस्य आराधनं करोमि, मनसि किमपि चिन्तनम् आयाति, तथैव करोमि, जीवनोपायं किमपि प्राप्नोमि इति. तु एवमेव प्रतिदिनं सः वृक्षस्य पूजां कृत्वा बलिं समर्पयति स्म. किं बलि, का बलिः, किं बलिः न जानामि, बलिं समर्पयति स्म. एवमेव प्रतिदिनं सः करोति स्म. कालक्रमेण तस्य मनसि आयाति यत् क्षेत्रं तत् सम्यक् कृत्वा तत्र किमपि सस्यं स्थापयित्वा तेन धान्यं प्राप्नोमि, धान्यसस्यानि स्थापयित्वा धान्यं प्राप्नोमि इति मनसि आयाति. तथा एव करोति. बृहत् धान्यसमूहस्य उगमः भवति. तत्र सूचना अस्ति, काले तत्र च पक्वेषु तस्य सस्येषु अशङ्कितम्. अर्थात् कालक्रमेण पोषणेन सस्यानि सम्यक् वर्धितानि, अपि च धान्यानि पक्वानि अभवन् इति तस्य शङ्का तु तथा भवति परन्तु किं भवति सा भूमिः परराष्ट्रेण दैवाद् एत्य व्यलुण्ट्यत but due to duradrishta, though they say daivad here, due to duradrishta, people from another region, another country, they come and steal all his produce. Vyaluntyata. Tatah parabale yate nashte sasye sasatvavan. So upon this arrival of other forces and the loss of his crop, this fellow who was filled with this sattva, filled with this determination to succeed, ashvasya rudatim bharyam, having consoled his crying wife, kinchit shesham tad adadau, whatever little bit that was left not stolen, he harvested that, collected it and gave it to her. Okay, adadau pragvat kritabalihi, but he didn't miss on giving his puja and bali pradana to the taru. Pragvat krita balihi tastau tatraiva atha taroho adaha. So he sat there. So there the Kavi says as a ukti, saying to quote this determination of his to not give up his normal routine despite the enormous loss. Nisargaha sahi dhiranam yad apadyadhikam dridaha. Okay. So atha chinta vinidrasya sthitasya ekakinah nishi. So on that night alone, when he is sleeping with worry, okay, over there, tasya ashvatta taroho samipe iti kimapi syat. Tasya ashvatta taroho is included in that part. Tasmad uchchachara saraswati. So from the tree, goddess Saraswati spoke. Okay, she being the Adhidevata or whatever of that place. So she spoke. That means some grace smiled upon him despite the adversity. What is that? She said, Boho Somadatta, hey Somadatta, Tushtosmi tava puja shraddhaya iti kimapi sthapaniyam asmabhihi. Everything they don't write kavis. What is obvious you should imagine. Tushtosmi tava. Okay, I am pleased by you. Tad gaccha bhupatehe aditya prabha sanyasya rashtram Shrikanta deshagam. So go to this Shrikanta desha and the king Aditya Prabha with the name Aditya Prabha, his kingdom, you please go. And she goes on to say few more things, what will ensue and all that. So you can kind of imagine that finally Lady Luck smiles on him due to this Ashirvada and he will progress and do well. I don't know how the story ends. I read this much and just said this is sufficient for our learning. So nisargaha sahi dhiranam yad apadyadhikam dridaha iti madhye asti tatra eva. तो अग्रे गमिष्यामः. प्रश्नः अस्ति वा किमपि? नास्ति. अस्तु.
Yogandharayan Patra was coming in.
Yogandharayana is telling this story to Vatsesha about this Vipra and their two sons and how one with less Saraswati's grace when naturally finally actually obtained her grace with his hard work and approach. Something like that.
Yeah. Previous class Yogandharayan.
He is one of the characters.
One of the characters of Katha Sarit Sagara, etc. When Somadeva Bhatta detail we had seen. So what has happened is actually we happened to read an Ukti told by that very Somadeva Bhatta in Katha Sarit Sagara as part of our studies now. They didn't indicate that, but my research led me to dig it up.
But yet, do we need to explain this?
No. I am probably 10% is all. Just know this ukti, nisargaha sahi dhiranam yad apadyadikam dridaha, and know its tatparya in Kannada and English according to your mother tongue that you have chosen for answering the exam, and you are done. Okay, it will be nice if you can put the Anvaya Vakya. It is also not necessary. Typically questions related to ukti come as give the tatparya of couple of uktis like that. That's all. Tatparya, or even they may say keep give the meaning of couple of uktis like that.
Okay.
One marks like that. Yeah.
Mahodaya, a paragraph like this is very difficult to understand, no?
What was difficult? We understood it very well, no? As we read.
No, many places. If I am asked to read it alone, I don't think I can understand.
It's not difficult. See, kale, kalakramena, tatra, over there, cha and all will be thrown in. Don't give much consideration. Pakveshu tasya sasyeshu. So this is Sati Saptami Prayoga. Upon the fruiting of his plants. Ashankitam. Tena ashankitam. Pakveshu tasya ashankitam. Sa bhumihi, or maybe I have to check what is the. We don't need to worry about exact complete placement sometimes. Overall, you get the sense somebody stole his crop. That's what we understood. Vyaluntate atata daivat pararashtrena etya. It's one of the gam dhatus equivalent. So somebody came and stole that from that bhumi, like that. It's easy enough. I don't see very much tough here.
Okay.
It's very, in fact, Somadeva Bhatta doesn't even what you call do extremely too far a displacement. Most of his padas itself closes out then and there. Only very rarely you need to cross over from one verse to another verse to get the Anvaya. Each verse is more or less complete, and sometimes two sentences are also isolated in the two halves, etc. Not too difficult at all to write the Anvaya.
This is a kavya.
Huh? This is Karta Sarit Sagara. Yeah.
I thought this was
call it a Katha Kavya. Yeah. It's based on Bruhat Katha, but Bruhat Katha itself originally was in Paishachi language, which is a Prakrit, one of the Prakrit languages which is lost to us now. We don't know the form of that. They say there are some samples of Paishachi Bhasha still available here and there, but we don't have. So, but fortunately, though the original work of Gunadhya, I think, was the Kavi, so is lost, but later on through further Kavis we have the Samskrita Chaya. Somadeva's Bhatta's Katha Sarit Sagara is a magnum opus of that original Bruhat Katha only in Samskrita. Very accessible Samskrita. Goes on, it doesn't what you call fall into too much of alankara, and he's focused on story. It's a story revealing, and doesn't break out into gadya padya like panchatantra, etc. Panchatantra and others are little bit more what you call friendly, in the sense they have that nice gadya padya combination to give uktis to padya and katha progression through gadya, etc. like that. But here everything is padya. A storyline only moves. See, there is no here too much of decoration. Story is moving. Every verse is moving the story forward. Here and there he will throw in one subhashitam or one ukti on one half of the verse, like this. Here there is one ukti out of this whole thing. If you saw this whole some 5 verses that we saw, only one ukti was there. Everything else was story movement. Yeah.
Thank you, Mahodaya.
No problem. I mean, what I am doing is, when we see a piece, you should know actually this comes from great works. It's not like a thrown out of thin air by Samskrita Bharati. It's quoted from big works. So that means these works are very accessible to us with Kovida level Panditya. Okay. Samasaha. In the previous lessons, you have learnt about 6 kinds of compounds and their identification. There you have come across compounds which are formed with 2 words. In Sanskrit, there are compounds formed with more than 2 words also. Nothing new, we know. So typically 3, 4, 5, 6 Pratipadikas participate in a giant samasa. So that doesn't mean there is some process in samasa kriya where multiple words like that simultaneously participate. Dvandva, yes, they can simultaneously participate, but in all other samasas, 2 at a time. Okay, so we have to kind of find the hierarchic organization of pairs of pratipadikas there and come with the final samasa. Sometimes it's possible to do 2-3 ways without changing the meaning, but usually one strong way will exist which brings the meaning out correctly. Okay. Alright, so that's what they are talking about. How do we hierarchize the construction of multi-word samasas? Okay. So for example, Rama Ravana Yuddham. So how do we know immediately the meaning, the fight between Rama and Ramana. So Tayoho Yuddham. So Rama Ravanayoho Yuddham. So Ramascha Ravanascha Rama Ramanau Shamyatam Rama Ravanau Rama Ravanayoho Yuddham Rama Ravana Yuddham Shashti Tatpurushaha Pratamam Tatra Dvandvaha Asit Dvipada Dvandvaha Tadanantaram Shashti Tatpurushaha Evameva Punyakshetra Darshana Labha Punyakshetra Vino Darshana Vino, Labha Vino. In fact, Punya Kshetra has Punya and Kshetra. So, some way we have to construct Punya Kshetra. And then Punya Kshetra Darshana. And then the Labha from it. So, Punya Kshetrasya Darshanam, Punya Kshetra Darshanena Labha, Tritiya Tatpurusha. And like that we have to go. They will show all that. Okay. So, but we can ourselves make out. What you have to do is read it once. Trigger the head to see how it understood the meaning. Don't try to do the samasa analysis. Just what does that word tell me in my head? Oh, the benefit of seeing a kshetra which is actually also a punya kshetra. So, go now, slowly now, one by one. Punya kshetra construction, punya kshetra darshana construction, and then the labha construction. In fact, you can do darshana labha construction and then do punya kshetrasya darshana labha also. That's what I meant by two ways. Sometimes you can hierarchize in two ways without changing the meaning. Okay. Alright. Let us now see how these compounds are formed. Words two at a time are compounded, and these compounds again enter into combination with another word which may again be a compound itself to form a single long compound word. In this lesson we shall introduce you to such compounds. Rama Ravana Yuddham. There are three words, actually they should say three pratipadikas. This is why if you use English we will be imprecise. Okay, there are three pratipadikas in this compound. In the Vigraha Vakya there are more than three words because we put other words. Okay, there are three pratipadikas in this compound, or noun stems in this compound. Rama and Ravana are first compounded to form Dvandva Samasa, Ramaha cha, Ravanaha cha, or Ramascha, Ravanascha, Rama Ravanau. To this compound word, the third word Yuddham is added to form a genitive Tatpurusha, Shashti Tatpurusha. It reads so lame, genitive. The Shashti Tatpurusha, the Vigraha of which is Rama Ravanayoho Yuddham. They fight between them, so of them. So the Vigraha is of fight of Rama and Ravana. As pointed out, so actually technically guys, though the Vigraha Vakya is Rama Ravanayoho Yuddham, there is a in the bracket pada inside. What is that? Ramana Ravanayoho Madhye Yuddham. Okay, the Shashti implicitly says in between them. So Madhye, Rama Ravanayoho Madhye Yuddham, like that. Okay, but we don't put it in Vigraha, we can put it in brackets inside a Vigraha Vakya to bring more clarity. Nothing wrong. It doesn't change the Shashti Tatpurushatva. It is not a Madhyama Padalopi. I am not just telling that it won't become a Madhyama Padalopi because it is strictly not needed, the Madhye. Okay, but you can put it in bracket if you want. As pointed out in earlier lessons, analysis of words and their sense is important in dissolving compounds. Now let us see another example. Punya Kshetra Darshana Labha consists of four pratipadikas. Karmadharaya occurs between Punya and Kshetra. So Punyam cha tat Kshetram. Okay, so and then genitive Tatpurusha between Punya Kshetra and Darshana. So they went left to right. So Punya Kshetrasya Darshanam, Punya Kshetra Darshanam. Then Darshanasya Labha. Once again genitive Tatpurusha between Punya Kshetra Darshana and Labha. So Vigraha Vakya in stages. Punyam cha tat Kshetram cha. Or you can just put Punyam Kshetram. Karmadharaya. Okay. Visheshana Purvapada. Then Punya Kshetrasya Darshanam. Shashti Tatpurusha. Punyakshetra Darshanasya Labha, Shashti Tatpurusha again. Try to dissolve long compound words in manner shown above. Follow these steps while dissolving compounds having more than 2 words. Okay, now they are giving some analytical reasoning of what we did there with those examples. Okay, what's our brain doing? Very silly enough for us to know, but better to read it once, right? Identify all the pratipadikas that make up the long compound word. Know the meaning of the whole compound word. You see, very critical. First, don't worry about samasa. Think what that word tells you in the head, because our head already has the grammar. Only now we need to analytically break down what happened in the head to derive the meaning and put down the prototype of Karmadharaya, Tatpurusha, Bahuvrihi, etc. Okay, we don't need Karmadharaya, Bahuvrihi, Tatpurusha as names to help us. We just need to know there are concepts like this and we need to construct the meaning. Know the meaning of the whole compound word. Very important statement this. You will then understand the relationship between individual words within the samasa. So sometimes what may happen in a student A's brain, one type of meaning may come, which legal logical thinking he has done, and he puts down a samasa breakdown according to that. In another student's head, meaning B may come and he will put down samasa according to that. Both may be correct answers unless they have done analytically incorrect inferencing. Okay, so what the evaluator has to do is, okay, I didn't think like this. He is right. This can be interpreted like that. Good. Marks. Okay, that's how they are supposed to evaluate. Not with one prototype says only this is the answer. No. Samskrita Bharati, even when they give the prototype answer sheet to the evaluators, which they do, okay, to hasten the process sometimes for match the table, etc. To hasten, they do give prototype. But they always advise, please use your viveka. Let us look at students' viewpoint sometimes when the answer is not according to our prototype. Okay, very good. I have been evaluating for some time during COVID time. I helped them with some 300-400 papers to be evaluated. So I know the process. It's very mature. Mistakes happen. Sometimes they give to some youngsters to do the math to add up the answer sheet when some evaluator has left that part and not done the addition himself. Sometimes the kids make mistakes, so I have seen that happen also. But generally, very pure process. For the 300 rupees they take, they work too hard, poor chaps. Dissolve the first 2 words to start with. Always remember that the Vigraha Vakya must be according to the meaning of the word. Okay. So, the Vigraha Vakya should derive that meaning that you originally held, like this of that fellow, the fellow with that kind of property, these kind of things. Ascertain the correct anta, linga and vachana. Here is where you usually will struggle. Our struggle with Sanskritam is in this linga identification. Vachana is okay, usually we do, but this linga, anta also will be okay. Linga is a huge struggle. Okay. That will happen. That's okay. Don't worry if you are faltering there. Anta, linga and vachana of words before adding the vibhakti pratyaya to the individual words in the Vigraha Vakya. Basically, in the sense, in the Vigraha Vakya, the pratipadikas appear with vibhakti pratyaya. So, Ramasya griham iti. Rama griham. That way. Okay. After dissolving the first 2 words, take that compound word as a purva pada. Now delete any pratama vibhaktyanta and make it a pratipadika as a purva pratipadika rather than purva pada, purva pratipadika, and add to it the next word in the long compound. Now this is a little lame. It is not always so. It is not always that the next pratipadika will belong with the left pair. Okay. Sometimes if there is a 4 pratipadikas, 1 and 2 combine, 3 and 4 combine, and then result of 1 plus 2 and 3 plus 4 together combine. So that also happens. So we cannot completely say this is how every time it happens, but a generic suggestion, take it in that way. Add to it the next pratipadika in the long compound and write the next Vigraha Vakya. In this way, add the words one by one to the compound word just formed until you reach the last word in the long compound word. Number 4 is what you call, there is a Shastra Parampara in Vyakarana called what is it they call? Okay, generic and specific instruction directives. Generic directive and specific directive. I am forgetting the technical Shastriya name for it. Okay, Panini uses this technique a lot. Okay. No. Sadharana Vishesha is not the terms he uses. Though that kind of, I am not disputing that, doesn't explain, but he uses Utsarga Apavada Bhagini. Okay. So, Utsarga is the number 4. Now they will probably say the Apavada later. Okay. Generally, number 4 works. It's a Utsarga. That means a default type of thing. Then there is exception type of thing, Apavada. Okay. So our grammarians thousands of years ago set this system where even the Shastra is written in the Utsarga Apavada style. So what Panini does, first he will write the Utsarga rule, then he will start throwing the Apavada rules, then he will show Apavada to Apavadas. Brilliant nesting he does. This is how he compactly in 4-5 sutras defines a very complex set chart of how the rules work. Okay. Without lot of if-else statements like we do in software. He doesn't need if-else because he goes in a certain presumed if-else style. Okay, exception, generic and exception ordering of statements. Okay, it's pre-understood that the statement in the beginning is a generic statement, the statement later is a displacement statement for the generic where it applies. Usually the displacement will be for a subset, conditioned displacement. Okay, anyway, after dissolving the first 2 words, we read all this. In this way, add the words one by one to the compound word just formed until you reach the last word in the long compound word. At every step, identify the type of samasa and name it. Finish it off right there. I mean, it's nice. I think, yeah, mentally we should finish it off there. Do verify whether it is according to the meaning intended or not. Check. Check again. Did I go wrong like that? They are saying number 5. Okay. So I think that's all. They did not actually state a number 6 saying sometimes the order won't be purely from left to right, it may be otherwise. Somewhere else they will state that. Okay, because I know their own examples don't follow that rule. Okay, so now they have thrown lot of examples at us. Samskrita Bharati books I love because they just don't stick to just theory, they give lot of examples. Sometimes they lead with them. Here they have also trailed with a lot of examples. Let us see. For better understanding, read the following sentences. Samskrita Bhasha Pracharam. So, Samskrita is there, Bhasha is there, Prachara is there. Prachara means to spread the news around. Bhasha means language. Samskrita is a name of a language. So, Samskrita Bhasha must be some Karmadharya sense. Okay, that is clear. So, and Prachara should be for Samskrita Bhasha. So, Samskrita Bhashayaha Pracharam comes to my head immediately. So, Shashti Tat Purusha comes there and a Karmadharya comes in the beginning. That's what I did was I bared my mental thought process there. Okay, that's what you need to do. Aham ichchami. So, it helps to have a sentence because when the
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾವು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವೀಗ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಭಾಷಾಯ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
I didn't that is because in the sentence, Bhagini, that's what I was going to talk about. See, the sentence, they have put it in a sentence. So once they put the samastapada in a sentence, it will belong in any vibhakti depending on the nature of the sentence, right? What that word, karakatva of that word in that sentence is. In this case, aham is the karta. Okay, so aham has taken pratama. So I like, what I like becomes a karma pada. So Samskrita Bhasha Pracharam aham ichchami. Samskrita Bhasha Pracharaha iti pullinga pada. Okay. Pullinga padam. Samskrita Bhasha Pracharam aham ichchami. That's why they put it in a sentence. See, earlier it was just thrown and these are all Pratama Vibhakti words. Rama, Ravana, Yuddham, Punya Kshetra, Darshana, Labha, all are Pratama Ekavachana words. Okay, so now when it comes in a sentence, luckily sometimes it may come in Pratama Ekavachana. I am not saying it won't. Okay, but here it's coming as a karma, Dvitiya Ekavachana. Somewhere else it may come in other vachanas. See Saptami here. So like this. Okay, so yeah. So I like propagation of Sanskrit language. So this is the thing. I like is the ahamichame part, but propagation, prachara of Shashti Sambandha, Sanskrit language, Karmadaraya. See, it speaks to us the meaning. Of course, not so great reading it in English. In your mother tongue, you mentally translate it, Hindi, Kannada, whatever, it works better. Okay. Samskritam iti bhasha, Samskrita bhasha, Sambhavana Purvapada Karmadaraya. Or you can put Samasta, Sambhavana Purvapada Karmadaraya. Okay. So that's that. Then Samskrita bhashayaha pracharaha tam. You see vibhakti displacement. This is very important. We have learned this technique, right? So tad shabda is used and placed in correct vibhakti. Tad shabda in the correct linga and vachana and vibhakti is used to translate this pracharaha to pracharam. Here it is dvitiya ekavachana tam. Saha taute, tam tautan, tam. Okay. Second example, tasya pustaka patana vrittihi asti. As usual, I am expecting if anybody is losing track, please do unmute and say that's not clear. I am assuming you are understanding. Okay, I want us to, because we are putting in lot of hard minutes here, all of you. So I want it to be useful. Okay, so if anywhere you are lost, you ask, it's okay. I will explain again. Tasya pustaka patana pravrittihi asti. So tasya kimapi asti, his something is there. Okay, so what is there? That something. So what that does tell us? This is pratama vibhakti shabda, and asti is ekavachana, so this is ekavachana. Asti doesn't tell us anything about the linga, so we have to separately study what is the linga of pravritti. I also kshamyatam. So I don't know. It's okay. It could be potentially one of the lingas, 3. That's all I can tell. It's not an avyaya. Okay. He has the habit of reading books. So pravritti is a nature, a type of activity. Habit is a good word for that. Okay. Patana, reading. Pustaka, the book. So pustakasya patanam, pustaka patane pravrittihi is what comes to my head. In the action of reading pustaka. Okay, his habit is there. So I think saptami comes, but here they have put shashti, but it won't be wrong. See, mentally I assume patane pravrittihi, in the act of reading pravritti, is also accurate. So you can make it saptami tatpurusha also, but they have gone with patanasya pravrittihi. But if you ended up with pathane pravrittihi, nothing wrong. Okay. Pustakasya patanam, pustaka patanam, shashti tat purusha. Then pathanasya pravrittihi, pathane, to my mind saptami is fitting better. Pravrittihi, like that. Saptami tat purusha, shashti tat purusha. Okay, so that's that. Sa kathasarit sagaram patati. Oh. It's as if they knew the ukti was from Katha Sarit Sagara. Sa Katha Sarit Sagaram patati. So sa patati, karta is sa. So this must be a karma pada, and it is having the form sagaram. So either it's a napumsaka or a pullinga. Typically sagara is a pullinga shabda. So potentially Katha Sarit Sagaraha. But Kavi has the freedom to call it Katha Sarit Sagaram also, like they do. So but we kind of know it is Sagaraha. So that's okay. So Katha is there, Sarit is there, and Sagara is there. Katha means story, Sarit means a river, and Sagara means an ocean. So what is that Kavi trying to say here? Katha and Sarit, a river of tales. Okay. And an ocean of such a thing, an ocean of a river of tales, river or some kind of flow of tales, like that. Okay, so this is what he wants to say. She reads Katha Sarit Sagara. They have not attempted to break down that. Unfortunately, this is very useless translation. Typically they should have given English for Katha Sarit Sagara. Okay, so that's what is the samasta pada. So Kathaha eva saritaha, Katha saritaha. So they have chosen avadharana purvapada karmadharaya. Okay, the river of stories. So Kathaha eva sarita.
Allah nani open madoditte adakke.
Shailaja avariye prashna hastiva?
Kshamyata mahodaya.
No problem. kindly mute. Okay, I'll mute her. Kataha eva saritah, kata saritah. It's a plural. Sarit they have taken to sarit, saritau, saritah. Takaranta. Sarit, saritau, saritah. So this is where our challenge will be. Okay. But it wouldn't be incorrect to say Kathanam sarit, kata sarit like that. Okay. Because many stories make a river, many rivers make an ocean. So why can't I say Kathanam sarit? No problem. If you cannot be ducked marks, because it's a thought process that you said many kathas are flowing into a river and many rivers are flowing into the ocean. So the book is like a compendium of hierarchy of stories. Each sarga is like one river and many sargas make the ocean, that is Katha Sarit Sagara. And in each sarga there are many stories collecting into make one river. So that is my mentality, because I know it's hierarchically organized into sargas and lambakas and things like that. So I don't know whether sarga is the word they use, but whatever. Okay, so that is also fine. Kathanam.
Same, sir. I would also say even I would read it in the.
1 minute. Meeta Bagini, you go.
Sir, I was saying even I would read it in my local language as Kathaon ki Nadi. So I would also put a.
Or Nadiyon ki Sagar, nahi?
And then Nadiyon ka Sagar.
Absolutely. Yes. Do that. Okay, don't have any. Once your head is clear saying that's a good explanation for the name Kavi has given, nobody can dispute you. How do I know what Somadeva Bhatta thought? Maybe that's what he thought. Okay, just like I told, Sarga and then Sarga, multiple Sargas into the Sagara. That looks logical actually. So Kataha eva Saritaha is difficult to come at. It's not easy. Avadarana Purvapada Karmadara to arrive at. Kathanam Saritaha is easier. So no problem. You can go that way. So actually don't do Kathanam Saritaha. Don't do Kathanam Sarit. One river. Okay. And then Saritam Sagaraha. Katha Saritam Sagaraha. That's, you leave that alone as is. No problem. Now the challenge for us is Takaranta, Strilinga Shabda. How does it decline? That is the challenge. See here, that's why this kind of knowledge we have to start gaining. So Sarit Shabda goes like this. Sarit, Saritau, Saritaha, Saritam, Saritau, Saritaha, Sarita, Saritbyam, Saritbihi, Sarite, Saritbyam, Saritbyaha, Saritaha, Saritbyam, Saritbyaha, Saritaha, Saritoho, Saritam, Sariti, Saritoho, Saritso. So Sarit, Takaranta, Strilinga Shabda, once you have a prototype, it should not be too difficult. Most of them will look like this. Here and there, sometimes in Dvitiya Bhavachana, some show slightly different behavior, but 90% it will match. Okay. So because default is more powerful in Sanskritam than exception. All right. So
Mahodaya,
in
that second this thing, Tasya Pustaka Patana Pravrittihi Asti. In that instead of Tasya Tasmin.
Yeah. See, we are not analyzing the sentence, Bhagini. I agree. Tasmin Pustaka Patana Pravrittihi Asti is also correct statement. In him, there is this active nature of reading books. Or of him such a pravritti exists. No problem. But we are analyzing Pustaka Patana Pravritti. So we didn't focus on the grammar of Tasya. I agree with you. That possibility exists to say Tasmin. Good. Okay. So here, next one. Nala Maharaja Katha Ati Ramaniya Asti. So here again, Asti, you have to see what it belongs to. Katha. Asti. So this is in Prathama Ekavachana. This is important also to recognize the ending, because later on in Vigraha Vakya we have to do the tam, tena and all that here, right? Here we don't need to do, because it's already in Prathama like that. Oh, sorry, I am going to the next one. Here, Narala Maharaj Katha. You don't need to do any Vibhakti Viparyaya here. Vibhakti Viparyaya means translation or something like that. I don't know the word Viparyaya is the correct one to use. That's I vaguely remember, technically that is the word. Anyway, Nala Maharaja Katha Ati Ramaniya Asti. So Nala and Maharaja. So Nala must be a great king and his story. So this is Shashti Tatpurusha, very easy, his story. So a Maharaja with the name Nala. So Karmadaraya. What type of Karmadhare? Visheshana Purvapada. Or I think, sorry, Sambhavana Purvapada, because he is one of many Maharajas. Okay? But they took Visheshana Purvapada. Oh, okay. Nalaha iti Maharaja Sambhavana only. Oh, Mahan Raja. Oh, I forgot to break down Maharaja. Sorry. Mahancha Asau Raja Maharaja. Correct. That Nalopa of Rajan Shabda. Maharaja. Oh, correct. So they have built that. See, already they have violated their rule number 4, where they said go from left to right. They went in the middle, Maharaja, and defined that. Then went left to right and onwards. Okay, see. They themselves completely, I mean, that 4 is a generic statement. What I mean 4 is this statement is a generic statement. Okay. So, Nala Maharaja Katha Ati Ramaniya Asti. So, it's a beautiful story. So, Mahan Raja Atva Mahancha Asau Raja Cha Mahan Maharajaha Visheshana Purvapadaha. That's what here. So, then Nalaha Iti Maharajaha Sambhavana Purvapada. Okay, not Visheshana, because it's a Vyakti Jati type. So, it's a Sambhavana. Okay, and then Nala Maharajasya Katha Shashti Tat Purusha. Very obvious. No need for Vibhakti translation, because it's sitting the correct Vibhakti already. Okay, Kalidasa Banadhika Alpa Prana. Kalidasa Banadhika Vikritayaha. Oyoyo. Banadi Kavi Kritayaha. Yo, not Vikritayaha. See, this is where we will bomb. Vikritayaha is also a legal Samskrita word. This is where Shlesha can come in a word. Sometimes you break it differently. Anyway, here it is Kritayaha, not Vikritayaha. Vikriti means some kind of twist, wrong thing. Prakriti, Vikriti, opposite of Prakriti. Unnatural. So, Kalidasa Bana Adi Kavi Kritayaha. So, Kalidasa is there, and that is a Samasta. Bana, luckily no Samasta there. And Adi Shabda is there. That is another Pratipadika. Kavi Shabda is there. And then Kriti Shabda is there. In plural, Kritayaha. So, we have to hierarchize the whole thing now. I don't know whether they attempted everything. Looks like they took some shortcuts, but we should do that. So, Kali Devi Devyaha Dasaha Kila. So Kalihi iti Kalyaha in bracket put Kali Devyaha. If you doubt your Vibhakti guessing, put Kali Devyaha in bracket to guide the evaluator, saying I know what I am telling, but I may be wrong about the form. Okay, Kalyaha Dasaha Kali Dasaha. Kali Mati Shabdavat Matyaha Matehe Kalehe Kalyaha. 2 forms may be there. Somebody is saying something? Okay, all right. So, then Bana. So, Kalidasa and Bana. So, Kalidasa Bana you can typically put into a Dvandva, right? So, that's what they have done. Kalidasascha Banascha Kalidasa Banau Itaretara Dvandvaha Kavinama Shrinkalayam Adau Dvau. This is another important thing. How the Adi Pratyaya, that's what, Bahuvrihi. Okay, so that's the next one actually, maybe because I didn't have space I put it there, but look the next one. Kalidasa Banau Adau Yesham Te. So Kalidasa and Bana as a couple, they are at the head of whom all? Those people are Kalidasa Banadaya. So, it's a whole list of Kavis. The list starts with Kalidasa and Bana. So, they two are leading the list. Okay. Kalidasa Banau Adau Yesham Te. In the beginning of what? So, Adi Shabda. So, Adayaha. Because plurality is there and plurality is correct here. You cannot put only one more Kavi and finish. So, here you have to do Bahuvachana Vigraha. Adau Yesham Te Kalidasa Deyaha. You have to come with a Bahuvrihi Samastapada. Bahuvachana Samastapada. And that is a Bahuvrihi because they are in the beginning. Okay. Kalidasa Banadayascha Te Kavayascha. So, Kavihi. And then because Kalidasa Banadaya is Bahuvachana, Kavi Shabda has also been taken into Bahuvachana. So, Kalidasa Banadaya Cha Te Kavayaha. So, additionally a Kavi word has been inserted. So, Kavayaha has taken in Vigraha. And come back to Ekavachana, it will be Kavi Shabda only. But in that temporary samasta in Bahuvachana it is Kalidasa Banadi Kavayah. So then Kavinam Shashti of that Kritayah Kalidasa Banadi Kavi Kritayah. Kavayah Pratipadika is still Kavi. So the Pratipadika goes back to Kavi in the samasta. Kavi Kritayah. Kritihi Shabdasya Bahuvachanam Kritayah. Okay. Interestingly, this Adi Shabda, it's also contextually good to learn, right? Adau and all is there. So let us, I think Saptami, see. This one is not a Samanadikarana Bahuvrihi. Okay. Vyadikarana Bahuvrihi. Sometimes this is where we falter. See, Kalidasa Banadau, Adau, we think two of them in the beginning. No. In the beginning of which list? So, in the beginning is Adau, Saptami. See here, that's why I put this table. So, Adihi, Adi, Adayaha, Adim, Adi, Adin, Adina, Adibhyam, Adibihi, Adaye, Adibhyam, Adibhyaha, Adehe, Adibhyam, Adibhyaha, Adehe, Adyoho, Adinam, Adau, Adyoho, Adishu. Okay, in the beginning. And it's a Pullinga Pada. Because it's how it is obvious to me as a Pullinga Pada. Look at the Dvitiya Bahuvachana. Learning for us. Adin. Okay. So it is Hari Shabdavat. Harihi, Hari, Harayah, Harim, Hari, Harin, Harina, Haribhyam. Harina because of Vanatva. Haribhyam, Haribihi, Haraye, Haribhyam, Haribhyaha, Harehe, Haribhyam, Haribhyaha, Harehe, Haryoho, Harinam, Harau, Haryoho, Harisho. So this, I like this Samskrita Paddhati of using Rama, Hari, Shiva Shabdas, Parvati Shabda, Lata. I mean, they have picked up Lakshmi Shabda. So they have picked up some nice prototypes which are also God. So when we actually do the practice, it's also like a stuti. So we get two benefits. We learn the declension and we pray to the God or the goddess. I like that Paddhati.
Mahodaya, this Kalidasa Banadaya ascha Kavinam Kritayah va?
Correct. The dot here, Kalidasa Banadi Kavinam Kritayah. So you add Banadi Kavinam. Banadi is missing in dot.
Dhanyavad.
No problem. Just if you look back in the original, you will know what to pick. Kalidasa Banadi Kavinam. So here you cut off Kritayah comes later. So Kavi Shabda goes to Kavinam in Vigraha Vakya. Okay?
Sir, and in the Bahuvrihi part, in the Vigraha Vakya, mostly we have used Ekvachan, but because it is Kalidas and Bana, that's why we are saying Kalidasa Banao.
But here, see, here, oh, good, yes, because Dvandva sits in Dvivachana, no? It is not a Samahara Dvandva, it is Itaretara Dvandva. So, Itaretara Dvandva sits in Dvivachana or Bahuvachana later if you add more parties.
But when we do Vigraha, we will let that remain in Dvivachana.
If for two people, yes, you have to. It will be illegal to do any other Vachana there. Kalidasa and Bana are two people in the Dvandva. So, Bana only. This is Dvivachana Pratama Vibhakti. Okay. Adau is Saptami Ekavachana of Adi Shabda.
Yes, sir. That one is clear. I was just a little confused in the first one.
No. We have always, okay, maybe first time we are taking Itredra Dvandva and going, maybe.
And in some place, I don't know whether it was a Samas book, there they had given an example of Hatha Danavaha Devaha. And they said that you could split it in either of the three ways. Hataha, Danavaha. I mean, I know this is
the Danava who was killed. Yena.
Or Hatau Danava. Two Danavas that were killed, or many Danavas.
Correct. Pratipadika is there without Vachana. So you can extend it to Bahuvachana as desired. And if you know the story in particular, it is like two Rakshasas were killed. Some Kayeta, something like that is there. Then you can even use Dvivachana and put an explanation sentence below. This is about Krishna killing Kayeta and something like that.
Okay. Clear, sir. So if there were 3 here, then we would have done in Bahuvati.
Kaitaba or some, I forget the 2 Rakshasas, they came sometime earlier. Sorry, Bhagini.
Madhu and Kaitaba.
Madhu Kaitaba.
Kaitaba.
Madhu Kaitaba. I keep making a mistake.
Mahodaya,
Bhagini.
this Adau in Saptami, that is still unclear. How is taken?
See, you think, what is your mother tongue, Bhagini?
Malayalam.
I can't directly help you, but let me try in English only. So, Kalidasa Bana. So, the Kalidasa and Bana as a pair, or in English is the same for dual vachana and bahuvachana. So, are in the beginning of whichever list of kavis. Okay, in the list of kavis yesham. Okay, and in the beginning is Saptami Ekavachana Adau. Okay, these 2 characters are in the beginning Ekavachana of whichever list yesham. Basically yesham shrinkalaya. See, that's what I have put here. I have put here to help you. Kavinama shrinkalayam adau dvau kalidasa banau. Kavinama shrinkalayam, in the list of kavi names, the 2 in the beginning, the 2 dvau are Kalidasa Banau. This Adau is Saptami Ekavachana.
Okay.
Not to be confused as a Visheshana to Dvau. Yeah. Okay. Mahabharatam Shanti Rasa Pradhana Kavyam Asti. So, Mahabharata is a Kavya with Shanti Rasa Pradhanya. So, we got that much. That means Shantihi Rasaha. So, Shantihi iti rasaha, something like that. I mean, don't worry about what is there. Just try yourself. Shantihi iti rasaha. So, Karuna rasaha, Shanti rasaha, they all have this iti sense. Okay. So, that's one of the rasas. So, it is a Vyakti Jati. Then, Shanti rasena pradanaha, something like that. Okay. Rasaha rasena, Pullinga. So, Shanti rasena pradanaha. Okay, something like that. But maybe here slightly different they have thought. Shanti rasaha pradanaha yasya tat. Shanti rasa pradhanam, bahuvrihi sense they went. Okay, because to go with kavyam. So, they made this Shanti rasa pradhana shabda as a bahuvrihi to kavya and went. Shanti rasa pradhanaha yasya tat Shanti rasa pradhanam arthat kavyam, and then put that kind of kavya. So, here Shanti rasa pradhanam cha yat kavyam cha Shanti rasa pradhanam kavyam. So, I don't know what this sentence is doing here. Some editorial errors I have seen here and there. I had to do some heavy movement. Okay, looks like suddenly this sentence here, Kalidasa Banadayascha te kavayascha Kalidasa Banadi kavayaha, some cut paste problem, because I don't know how another copy of that has come. So just delete that mentally. Okay.
It is clear in the current textbook.
I think they have edited this error. In my book, I had some funny things.
How is it Visheshna?
Or maybe it's my cut paste problem, because when I bring things. Yeah. What is it, sir?
No, sir, I asked how is it Visheshna Purvapada Karmadhara, sir?
What you are arguing about? This Kalidasa Banadi here.
Yes, yeah.
Because many kavis and Kalidasa Banadayaha is also a list of kavis, right? See, that's how. Kavinam Shrankalayam Adaya. So, because that is also list of kavis, this is also. So, that means there are more kavis than in that list. So, the list is like a subset of the kavis. Okay, so kind of Visheshana. So, those kavis, not all kavis, those particular kavis.
Okay.
Who are in the high altar of Kalidasa and Bana. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It is definitely not Vyakti Jati. So, it is a grand subset of a greater set. So, and so this greater set is now restricted to this grand subset. So, it's just a Visheshana to the Kavayaha. What type of kavis? Grand kavis. What type of grand? Kalidasa Banadayaha. Tadrishaha.
Yes, now clear, yeah.
Yeah. So, this one you ignore for now. I will have to edit it. So, Shantihi iti rasaha, Shanti rasaha pradhanam yasya tat Actually, to my brain, Shantirasena Pradhanam, Shantirasa Pradhanam, Shantirasa Pradhanam cha tat kavyam, Shantirasa Pradhana kavyam also works for me. Okay, so that's the last one, then I can go into straight away. Okay, so Shantirasena Pradhanam, wait, so I don't need to start thinking about a kavya. It can be anything, right? Shantirasena Pradhanam, Shantirasa Pradhanam or Pradhanaha. Okay, Shantirasena Pradhanaha, Shantirasa Pradhanaha, Shantirasa Pradhanam cha tat kavyam, because it's now a Visheshana in Napumsaka, so it takes the Shantirasa Pradhanam. So here also I can do Pradhanam only, nothing wrong. Okay, here they have done Pradhanaha as a Visheshana Shantirasaha. Okay, but if I do Shantirasena Pradhanam and Shantirasa Pradhanam, so that's a Tritiya Tat Purusha. So I don't need to go yes, yap, ya, nothing. Okay, so it's a complete Pradhanam. Okay, so the Tat Purusha. Okay, Chalachit. So immediately we saw there is an opportunity to change this Bahuvrihi to another relationship. Nothing. We don't want to bring that Kavya relationship yet. That is brought later with Karmadharaya. Okay, no problem. So I can stay with just Pradhanyata without going into any pointer of Kavya and then go to Kavya later. Okay, but here they decided to bring the Bahuvrihi, to bring the Kavyatva into this itself. Chalachitra Geeta Shravane Tasya Mahati Ruchihi. Let me finish this slide and then we can call it a day, guys. Chalachitra Geeta Shravane. So Chalachitra, so moving picture. So this moving picture. Okay, and then Geeta, so the song in the movie. That's much is obvious. Shravana, listening. So in the Shravana, that's a Vibhakti change. Okay, Chalachitra Geeta Shravanam must be the construct that we are attacking. So that's what they have done here. Chalam cha tat chitram cha chalachitram. Okay, the construction of chalachitram is, you remember this. Actually, it's a chalat shabda, but I think chalam, I think they have taken it as a Visheshana to Chitra. Okay, chalam tat chitram cha. So Visheshana Purva Pada. Okay, then Chalachitran. Actually, there is another construct, Chalachitram, with Takara kept. Chalachitram, the double cha, it will become Chalachitram like that in the Samasta. But here it is without the double cha. So yeah, then Chalachitranam Geetani. So the songs of movies. Okay, so here they have assumed one is not interested in listening to one song, so many songs. So many songs can come from many movies, so they have gone with that sense here. Chalachitranam Geetani, Chalachitra Geetani. Okay, but you can make Ekavachana. Chalachitrasya Geetam, Chalachitra Geetam, Chalachitra Geetasya Shravanam, like that. Okay, but they have gone with Bahuvachana, Geetanam. But the type doesn't change, both will be Shashti Tat Purusha. Okay. Nothing wrong if you imagined one movie and one song. But if that was the case, then tasmin eva Chalachitra eka eva Chalachitra Geete yasya mahati ruchi asti tatra ekavachana vigrahana karanam samyak bhavati. Atra bahuvachanam eva samyak bhavati samanyataya. Nobody is interested in one song, so this is better. And tasmin is the vibhakti viparyaya, shravane. So shravanam goes to shravane with tasmin. It's a napumsaka saptami ekavachana form. Chalachitra Geeta Shravane Shashti Tat Purusha. Last one. Saha Bharata Desha Vasa Saubhagya Santushta Asti. Okay. So somebody is happy. Santushta Asti. Okay. Saubhagya word is there. And then Bharata is there. Desha is there. And Vasa is there. Okay. So Bharata Desha. So this is a, you can immediately tell Vyakti Jati. Sambhavana Purvapada. Bharatam iti Deshaha Bharat. See here, guys. Uddeshya Videyaka. Okay. See here. Napumsaka Bharatam with iti Deshaha. So this is not a Visheshana type of pairing. This is a Uddeshya Videyaka Bhava. You are not going to change Bharata iti Deshaha just to go with anything. So Bharatam iti Deshaha is the correct way to state it. Okay, Bharatam, each keeps its linga without any corruption. Bharatam iti deshaha, Bharata deshaha, Sambhavana Purvapada. Okay, then Bharata Desha Vasa, so living in Bharata Desha, so Saptami, Bharata Deshe Vasaha, Bharata Desha Vasaha, very obvious. Then Bharata Desha Vasa Saubhagya, so Bharata Desha Vasena Praptaha Saubhagyaha, something like that could be the protection. So let us see, Bharata Desha Vasasya Saubhagyam, okay, the Saubhagya of living in Bharata Desha makes sense, okay. So Bharata Desha Vasasya Saubhagyam, another Shashti Tatpurusha, and Saubhagyena Santushtaha. This definitely is a Karana for Tush Dhatu, because Saubhagyena Santushtaha. So that's what Saubhagyena Santushtaha. All that you have to type up. Bharatadeva Santushtaha, and it's already in Pratama, so no Vibhakti change. Okay? In this manner, by compounding words one after another, we can make long compound words. When you read Sanskrit literature, pay attention to such compound words and try dissolving them. They are encouraging us to start looking for this, so that you apply your mentally you are firming up of this Karmadarya, Tatpurusha, Bahuvrihi, especially with the variety colors they have, will be better and better if you try more examples. I think this sheet was very educative. Lot of samasas we have analyzed, and we have seen there are 2-3 ways also here and there. Okay.
Vasinah Saubhagyam Mahodaya.
Kim Varye?
Bharatadesha Vasinah Saubhagyam. Of the people.
Correct. But pashyatu tata na bhavati kimartam yukte antato gatva santushtaha yakkopi purushah kila. So saha purushah vasasya saubhagyam praptva tena santushtaha kila. It's not about another person, it's about his own toshana. So if you think like that, you won't come to your conclusion. Kanchana Variya, is there a question? This is our external affairs minister will be like that. Bharata Desha Vasinah Saubhagyena Santushtaha Asmakam Antardeshiya Mantri, something like that.
Jai Shankara.
Here it is a normal traveler or a leaver, guys like us. Bharata Desha Vasa Saubhagya Santushtaha Vayam. Mostly. We see enough nonsense to not be completely happy, but what do? We have to live with good and bad. But I wouldn't choose any other place. Samskrita Vangmayam atra eva asti. Astu. Tarhi atya samapti goshanam kurmah. Kimapi asti va ante prashnakaranam? Next, what is ahead? More about Chandas will come into picture. Okay, very good learning on Chandas. So Sunday morning, tomorrow our class is about Chandas Shastra. Okay, this is a very interesting subject. So with that, let's call it a day. Thank you very much. Have a nice balance of the day.
Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you, sir.
Mahodaya, I had a question regarding this Chandra Mukha, Mukha Chandra or Chandra Mukha. If it is,
see, Mukha Chandra, the Chandra trailing is more like that Utpreksha type of Alankara. I mean, so they have placed the accent and by putting the Chandra Shabda, so that's why I said Upamanottara Pada Karmadaraya, something like that we defined it. Actually, not even Karmadaraya, I think it's a Bahuvrihi. It is a Rupaka Alankara Bahuvrihi.
Okay, Bahuvrihi has to be mentioned because even if it is Alankara also.
No, that Rupaka Alankara Bahuvrihi is an additional name. Finally, it is Mukha is there, Chandra is there, and it is about somebody with that kind of Mukha. So, Chandraha iva Mukham yasya saha. Mukha Chandraha. Okay. Upamanottara pada Bahuvrihi. That much you put.
Can't we write Chandrasya Mukham?
Chandrasya Mukham will be Chandra Mukham.
Oh,
it won't be Mukha Chandraha.
Mukha Chandra. Okay, okay.
Mahodaya.
In fact, it won't, see, Chandra Mukha also you take. Chandra Mukha, you don't take Upamana Uttara Pada, you can take Upamana Purva Pada. Chandra Mukhi is a name given to ladies. Why? for that reason. It is a Bahuvrihi saying they have the face like the beauty of the moon, like that.
Moon.
Chandramukhi. It says Strilinga of Chandramukha. Okay.
Oh, धन्यवाद.
Mukha Chandra is a more stylized presentation where his name is not Chandramukha, but he is as beautiful. He is one with a face as beautiful as the moon. Okay.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Oh, welcome. Somebody else had a question before we conclude? Okay. All right, guys. See you all. Bye.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸರ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.